Previously on Lost.
So where does that put us now?
Highly suspicious of the CP4 fuel pumps.
Well, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the shop. This is our 2013 Mitsubishi Fuso FG. It hasn't exploded, but it's still refusing to start. If my injectors had enough gummed up diesel in them to prevent them from working, I'd be highly suspicious that the fuel pump didn't have the same. And while it would seem pretty strange that I'd have two bad CP4 fuel pumps, it is entirely possible.
Suspicious. Now, before I place all the blame on this guy and his evil twin in the truck,
let's confirm if we have fuel pressure. Now, if we don't have fuel pressure, my thoughts are the pump's not creating it, the rail is returning it, or an injector is bypassing it. Have we been through all of this before? Yep, but clearly something still isn't right. The first thing I'm gonna do, hook up the AUTEL and read the fuel pressure while the engine is cranking over. That doesn't seem to be what we were getting before, nor does it seem to be right. Let's see if we can pull some other data. I could be totally wrong here, but it looks like the computer is sending the correct signal to the fuel metering device, and the fuel metering device is reacting to that signal. It also looks like the pressure regulating valve in the fuel rail is reacting to the signal for the engine to start. So if the metering device is saying send the fuel and the regulating valve isn't saying send it back, we should have fuel pressure if the pump is generating fuel pressure.
suspicious.
I can only think of a couple reasons why a fuel pump wouldn't be creating pressure. One, it's got no fuel in it to create the pressure. Two, it's got something broken inside. Or three, it's got a passageway blocked somewhere. Now that's what I was hoping was the case, and the fact that I pumped some arch oil through there, I was hoping that would clean itself up. Doesn't look like that's what's going on. Last time I bled the fuel rail, so I know there's fuel at the rail, but is there a pocket of air stuck inside the pump?
The electric pump should be pushing fuel in here into the inlet of the pump and also around here to the fuel metering unit.
Is it possible that I have fuel at one but not both of those locations? Let's see if we can crack this line open with the electric pump running and see if we get any fuel coming out. Yeah, we got fuel there. A little bit hard to see, but there's definitely fuel at the outlet of the pump. Was it there before? I don't know, but it's there now.
Being that the fuel path to the fuel metering unit is nothing but hose, I'd have a really hard time seeing there not being fuel there.
Now that we know there's fuel at the outlet of the high pressure pump, is it worth giving it another try? Of course. Were you really expecting it to start?
Suspicious.
Is there an easy way to determine if this pump is faulty? I don't know, but I think it's time I started ripping into this pump to see what we find.
I'll start by removing the pressure limiting valve. You can get a special tool for this or just use a 12mm wrench. Nothing crazy wrong looking here. Next, I'll take off the fuel metering unit. I've had this off a few times now. With these 4 bolts, we can remove the plunger. This is where all the pressure really gets made. Be careful taking out the last bolt, there's a big spring under here. I'm using a magnet to pull the roller body out. It makes it really easy. And this is where we would expect to start to see damage to the roller, but it looks okay. Lastly, I'll open up the front to get a good look at the shaft. A couple taps with a hammer will free the front faceplate up. This doesn't really look damaged either, which I guess is good news.
With the pump apart, I'm not seeing any damage in there, so possibly we have a clogged up passageway, or did I actually just compound the problem when I swapped this fuel pump in? Since I have confirmed that I had stuck injectors, this is starting to make a bit more sense. If I swapped out the fuel pump when it wasn't a fuel pump problem, and now I've fixed the injector problem but have a fuel pump problem, I still won't have fuel pressure.
Either way, I'm gonna take this pump and these pieces
and put everything in the ultrasonic cleaner to make sure everything is clean before I reassemble it. Once I reassemble it, I'll swap it back out with the original pump, and then maybe we'll have some fuel pressure. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can throw a comment down below. All of those things really help this channel. Now, if you want, you can also scan this QR code or visit any of the links in the video description. Those all help as well. Thanks.
Getting the pump body into the ultrasonic cleaner is going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, but if I can just take my time, I'm sure I can that means it's fire call time. Okay, if I can just get it in and get the lid on and hit the timer and go, then at least when I get home I'll have a nice clean part. The degreaser and heat really, oh that's hot, that's hot. I keep forgetting this thing is set at 80 degrees Celsius, which is not exactly finger friendly. Anyway, it does a really nice job of cleaning up these parts. With the outside all cleaned up, let's take another look at the inside. Looking at the condition of the internals of this pump,
I don't think the original CP4 is why my engine wouldn't start. Now that said, I did make two minor discoveries. One, the roller wheel on the bottom of this initially did not roll. After the soak in the ultrasonic cleaner, it's freed up again. So that's only going to be a good thing because that's what rides around on the lobe. So if that wasn't rolling, we'd be destroying it after we put it together. The other thing I don't think is going to make a difference, but apparently this little relief valve, you're supposed to be able to shake it and hear the inside piece moving up and down. This is not moving at all, even after the soak in the ultrasonic tank. So I may just replace this. I don't think that's going to make the difference. I believe this is an intake relief valve, so if the incoming fuel pressure gets too high, it can bypass, but I could be completely wrong. Either way, not quite what it's supposed to be. Now when all the parts come out of the ultrasonic cleaner, I'll be able to reassemble the pump, but I do need to get a couple of O-rings and seals first. If you think that I've missed something through all the previous videos of diagnosing this, which has been about 10 months, throw a comment down below because I'm most definitely at a point of rechecking things that I've already checked at least once. This pump is not one of the things that I confirmed. I don't know that that's not my current failure and my injectors weren't the failure before. Whatever it is, I feel like we're getting close, so make sure you hit subscribe so that you don't miss this truck actually starting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.